Greetings, folks. This is Al Achad. Had to cut into the video to let you know that this book here, Wholography, now it's on Kindle, Amazon Kindle. So if you have the Kindle service, you can definitely check it out. There's even a longer sample for you to read, where you can really get into if you really want to know about my book or not. For me, it's more about getting the book out there rather than trying to make a sale exclusively. So but if you are one of those scholars where you want the book, you want to do some highlighting and some annotating, and you really want to tear it apart, which that's what I really want you to do, then definitely go to my website, holographer.com/the-book. You know what I'm saying? And do it that way. Either way is cool with me. And now back to the video. What's going on out there? It's Al Achad coming back for the Wholography Ether-INS channel. What's going on? So before we get started, I have the website right up on the screen there, but it's out now. I'm trying to get the glare of the light out of here. There we go. Blue label. Wholography, you know what I'm saying? The art and the science of dealing with the whole thing, the whole writing of the arts and sciences as one educational discipline. There we go. I have the hardcover now, blue label edition, hardcover, real thick, brick size. And then also, of course, we got the, paperback. So there we go. There you go. So coming today to deal with this course that I've had for going on 5 years now. It should be 5 years of this course being out. So now it's here, it's time to really promote it because, I'm seeing that many people can benefit from this, especially if we were, speaking about perspective chaos, nuance, and being students of ontos. What if there are certain hindrances that you have, psychologically, if you want to use that term, or spiritually? We dealt with videos before dealing with spiritual illness and like Sun Yare, in the Akan language. But this is the course that, like I said, I just put it on my new website for holographer.com. So let me enlarge this picture here. So like I said, I got this hardcover right on the website. You know what I'm saying? All you do is go to the book menu, go to the book page. It shows you the front and back cover of paperback. Then I just put this up here for the hardcover. Hardcover and the paperback has the same back here. So like I say, you just click on this order form here where you can choose which books you want. I also have my other books here, the books that I've written over the course of a decade. And then also if you want to view a sample of the book before you buy it, like I have the first chapter available for you to read. Click it, download it, read it, and come on back and make sure you get the book. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to focus on is this new page that I now have on my website. And this is the Inner Work Suite. Some of you know about this, some of you don't. The Inner Work Suite, which is an innovative and effective series of methods for you to emotional healing and alchemical transformation. So I got the little the tool in my tool shed, pulled it out my tool shed. You know what I'm saying? You watch the King of the Hill show. My tool shed. You know what I mean? holographer.com/services/inner-work-suite. Let this course correct your course in life. So this is the theme of this promotional video here. Let this course on screen here, let this course correct your course in life. I'm all about correction. That's why I deal with discipline. Also, before we get even more depthical into that, also consultation and counseling. So you don't want to go to a shrink. You don't want to go to a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist or, any of these professionals that's supposed to help you work out your problems. Come on over here to me. I'll get you helped out. You know what I'm saying? Metaphysical counseling. I also got this disciplinary and life coaching. Hold on. Let me make this screen larger. Hold on. Got the disciplinary and life coaching. So a lot of life coaches out there. Like I said, I don't know if you need a coach, but what better coaching can you get than dealing with a disciplinarian? I'm your residential disciplinarian. You know what I'm saying? You know how you have like adjunct professors at like a college or whatever? Well, I'm there to be your resident permanent disciplinarian. You know what I'm saying? And help you get structured the way that will be productive for whatever you're trying to get done. Your own book, your movie, your project. You know what I'm saying? Help you with the coaching of the discipline so you can get it done. I'm all about getting things done. You see it's done here, getting it done. So if you want that type of life coaching rather than someone just trying to give you all this positivity all day, sometimes you got to be told what you need to be told. Schedules have to be made. I have to make sure you adhere to the schedule we put together for you as a disciplinarian. I wouldn't go so far as to say, we're going to be on some drill sergeant type thing, but it's in that lane, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you need that type of urging, you need that type of motivation to get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? If someone being soft on you all the time, you'll meander around getting your project done. But with this type of life coaching and then also just the counseling that I do, I bet you'll see some real results. I'm all about results. But getting back to these type of results. So the inner work suite. So like I said, I've had this thing out for 5 years now, starting with the emotional baggage claim. So let's skip ahead a little bit. So emotional baggage claim was this free mini course that I had on my website, ether-ins.teachable.com. And, I managed to acquire, well over 500 students that signed up for it. So this is a mini course, but then I extended it months later to include these 3 other methods of helping you with your baggage and your emotional issues or complexes, being able to identify them, deal with them, and move forward from there. So I'm all about course correction, which is, again, let this course correct your course in life. So you got baggage, got emotional pain, trauma. Do you got that? 10 times out of 10 people have it. Clues as to how deep your pain and your traumas go from past experiences in life. And if you are someone that is into reincarnation and this is one of the incarnations you've had, some people will say, that subscribe to that will say that, this is trauma coming from a past life or past lives. Okay, that's not an issue for me. But do you want to finally deal with your inner issues to claim your life back, heal, and transform into your optimal self? So this is all about course correction here. Because you go astray sometimes. You get misaligned. You get malignant in your ways. You start going in directions that aren't for you. You start dealing with people you should not have dealt with. And it produced some consequences that, you don't really lose unless you lose the lesson. That's something that, I learned. It's something I've heard people say, what I'm saying, that I knew about or that I've known in my life. You don't really lose, because sometimes you go through a loss, but you don't really lose unless you lose the lesson. So if you lost, but you got a lesson out of it, you learned from it, and you moved into a greater path of sense, you didn't really lose. So that failure, if that's what you want to call it, some people consider that a failure if you lost or you took a deep dive, like, what I'm saying? You fell off, you know what I mean? It happens. But that's where you learn the lesson. So you didn't really lose if you got that lesson learned. So I'm all about course correction. So this inner work suite course at my Theoryality Institute is for you. And like I said, it is discussed in this book here, a couple chapters where I deal directly with this inner work suite. So for those of you that have the book, you already know what I'm about to discuss. You already know what I'm talking about. So me, instructor Al Achad, puts forth an innovative, simple, and in-depth series of methods for the process of your emotional and trauma healing. So this is very important, because a lot of times I could sit here and talk about you freeing yourself or liberating yourself from certain belief systems, certain paradigms, certain religions even, you know what I'm saying? certain ways of thinking or modes of operation. But how can you really do that if your comfort zone is that religion or that creed or that philosophy or that way of thinking? So in other words, you are deliberately stuck there because it's comfortable for you to be there. You're used to being there. This is how people stay in abusive relationships, because they're comfortable not only with the person, but comfortable, unfortunately, with the activities and the things that are going on between them. So if they're being abused, it's like, why don't you just leave them? Or won't you just get out of, like, leave her, go somewhere else? It's not that simple. Sometimes they don't have the money to do that. Sometimes it's not, or it's not economically possible to do that. They could feel afraid of the person if they leave that person. And then sometimes it's just you're too comfortable with the situation to leave it. You know what I'm saying? Your comfort zone becomes your prison after a while. And when I say the word comfortable, it may imply that, oh, they're feeling good in this situation. It's like, no, the exact opposite is most often true. Just because you're comfortable with something doesn't mean it's giving you comfort. So, for example, you're sitting here trying to get off these processed sugars, these high fructose corn syrups. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard to get off of that because you've been eating it mostly your entire life, especially through your adolescence. So you was built on eating that stuff. So it's not going to be easy giving that up. You know what I'm saying? High fructose corn syrup, I'm gonna say it again, is the true gateway drug. Stop saying marijuana. No, high fructose corn syrup and all those processed sugars. So if you are to break free of certain things, you got to deal with your traumas. You got to deal with your emotional complexes, these schemas that I talk about in this course. Because if not, you're just going to go on that same course of destruction. So the course correction here is all about you dealing with, like, let me skip ahead, what we call inner demons, generational curses, pain bodies, wounded children or wounded child, schemas, or simply psycho-spiritual configurations that our baggage stems from and that have a determining effect on nearly every aspect of our lives. So you're trying to break free of something when you're emotionally conditioned to deal with or to do that. So in this inner work suite course, which is a collection of methods that, you start with the emotional baggage claim on down, is all about you addressing all of these things, no matter what you want to call them. You want to call them inner demons, generational curses, like, for example, things that are being passed down from parent to child, and so on and so forth, going all the way back decades, centuries even. Someone has to break the curse. So this is about the course correction of breaking that curse, if that's something that's going, through your family line or your family tree. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Verbal abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect, abandonment issues, you know what I'm saying? Rejection, alcoholism, these addictions, you know what I mean? Pick your poison, pick your vice. This is this course correction here that helps you identify this stuff in you. So it's really a soul searching process. It teaches you to go on a structured soul searching, spirit searching process in order to free yourself or redirect those urges, forces, and motives for something more productive and constructive. Because sometimes it's not even about destroying that entity or that pain body, it's about redirecting its activity. But first you got to know, you got to notice it. You got to the first step of any type of 12 step program, you have to admit it. You have to notice that it's there. You have to know exactly what it is and why it's there. See, a lot of people avoid stuff like this because they don't want to face themselves or things about themselves. And what do? They project it onto other people for the most part. Or they definitely come into contact with people that remind them of that thing in which they want to forget. So you break the mirror that reminds you of your ugliness, so to speak. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm offering here in this inner work suite, the ability to fix what is going wrong or shed what you do not need or reconfigure something that, just needs to be reconfigured. Because again, it's not about throwing everything in the trash. It's not about throwing everything in the dumpster. It's not about throwing the baby out the bathwater. Sometimes you just throw the bathwater out and do something else with the child. Or said in another way, again, something just needs to be adjusted, reversed, put into this place instead of put into that place. So for example, if you have anger issues, I wouldn't say that your anger is the problem. It's what you do with the anger, how you direct the anger. Because your anger can be a force of constructiveness. You know what I'm saying? Your anger could be a drive for you to finish your book, finish your music project, finish your artwork, finish, your movie or whatever you want to do. Get your business off the ground. That anger could be the force for that, rather than you just sitting here lashing out like a little, toddler and throwing things across the room and, resorting to all these different addictions and stuff just to, deal with that anger. Or depression, for example. So, there's some people out here that'll say that your depression is really your anger turned inward. Whether it is or if it's not, because it's something catchy to say, but whether it is or whether it's not, the whole point is it's a force that is compelling you to do these destructive things or doing these things that are detrimental to your being or to yourself or to your environment or to the people around. So this course here, Inner Work Suite, is all about getting into this suite and doing the inner work simply. So I'm guaranteeing you that, because what comes with this is what's called some workbooks that are easy to use. So it's not just me sitting here telling you stuff, telling you things. No, now there are workbooks for you to use. You download them, you can print them out, you can leave them on your PDF, and you can work through them. They help you. It's like a daily devotional. It's like a one of those books that you can, those low content books that you can buy from Amazon. You know what I mean? Where you do the journaling, but now there's techniques and methods to do that you can do with your journaling. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure you probably, especially if you're a woman or you was a girl before, probably had a diary, probably still got a diary. Or if you've done this inner work stuff before in some other way, I'm pretty sure you have notebooks or some sort of, place where you wrote some stuff down. You wrote down some feelings, you wrote down some memories. You know what I'm saying? You wrote down your traumas. Here in this course, I give you methods, 4 of them to be exact, to work through that whole thing and go through a real alchemical transmutation. Not just of your emotions, but your thought processes. Because we talk about schemas, like I said before. So schemas are these structures within your being that shape your perception. They shape your reality. They shape how you react to certain external stimuli. You know what I mean? How your dreams are configured, your personality, what you attract, what attracts you. That's all included in your schemas or these inner demons. You know what I'm saying? These inner configurations. So I guess this term, using the term inner demons, is what we would apply to, these configurations that are causing us detriments. Like, for example, your addiction to sex, or your addiction to alcohol, or your addiction to hard drugs, or something like that, pill popping. Or here's one, your addiction to blaming other people for your problems. Because nobody ever goes to therapy for that. You go to therapy for alcoholism, drug use, sex addiction, all that. But what about going to therapy or going to this course to deal with your addiction to blaming other people? You know what I'm saying? Ha ha. And what I'm guaranteeing is that as you go through these, dealing with my methods, you'll come to a catharsis, a healing, and a transformation. Because it's not like you lack the knowledge, you just lack the You know, what can I say? You don't lack the knowledge nowadays. You have the knowledge is at your fingertips. The information is at your fingertips. But what about self-knowledge? What about those traumas you haven't dealt with since the day you came out your mother's womb? Or even beyond coming out the womb, like I said, if you're into past lives and stuff like that. So this is the opportunity that I'm presenting for you to actually get down and do the work. Because there's always this claim out here, oh, you gotta do the work, do the work. Well, here's the suite for you to get started. Because that's just some general command. Oh, go do the work. No, you have workbooks and under my instruction and direction to actually get things, what I'm saying, popping, get them started. Because who knows how long it'll take you to process through these unprocessed traumas and these issues that you have been repressing within yourself, which become the seeds. Kernel work becomes the kernels and seeds for your behaviors, the way things happen in your life, what you attract, what you repel. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you're constantly in poverty or something like that, or you're not getting as much as you think you're worth, like that's maybe a schema or inner demon you got to address. You got to deal with that. It could stem back to something dealing with your parents or the environment in which you grew up in when you was a kid. It could be anything. I'm telling you, there are memories that become the seeds for a lot of the things that you do now. They're operating in, the background. Or as people that are into Jungian psychology and your subconscious mind. So this is a practical way to get to that, instead of just someone just saying, oh, you got to work on yourself, you got to do some soul searching. But how? What are the exact methods of doing that? This is what I'm providing, so that you can eventually, like I said, this is a self-paced course. So it depends on how long it takes you to go through the videos, when you decide to write into these workbooks, which they're exercises for you to do. So it depends on how long that's going to take you. You know what I'm saying? Because it may be 10 years from now, but you still have this in your possession, so you can always go back to this stuff and keep doing your work. This could be a lifetime thing. Because again, once you go through it, you'll start seeing things that you didn't see before, that you forgot about. And now you can make the active and conscious decision to change them, get rid of them, edit them, you know what I'm saying, as you would. Simple stuff too. It's not complex. It's not somewhere, it's not based on any type of spiritual system. Like, you could be from Africa, from America, from China, Russia, it don't matter. This is a universal methods to use. So here's the 4 methods without going too deep into them. So 4 methods. Obviously, the first one being the emotional baggage claim. So this is where you, as it says, claim your baggage, EBC. First, you got to claim what you got to deal with. This is a hard step for people. Remember the saying, the hardest step of any journey is the first one. This course embodies that. So once you do this in this part of the course, you'll be well on your way. But you gotta get started. You gotta start this journey. You gotta face these things. Then we get into astrological schema tracking, AST. So this is where I incorporate my knowledge of depth astrology into this inner work, because I've seen that there is a correlation between schemas, these inner demons, these generational curses, these pain bodies, your wounded child or wounded children, with these aspects that you find in your birth chart. So knowing your birth chart in this part of the course will definitely help you along the way. So you click on this link where I'm telling you, if you want a thorough application of this astrological schema tracking method, consider getting your birth chart from me. Hi, I'm Al Achad. How are you? How you doing, sis, bro? I'm Al Achad, and I proudly use astro harmonics to generate birth chart reports. So you can go, I can do this in another video. I've already done a couple videos on this, but get your birth chart from me, because I deal with depth astrology and also dealing with a new way of looking at your birth chart called astroharmonics. So this is something where it it's like a more holistic perspective of your chart rather than just focusing on one placement, this aspect. No, we combine them together for a complete understanding of what's going on. But let's go back to where we were. So after, because this astrological schema tracking helps you with the emotional baggage claim. It helps you identify these schemas, right? These inner psychological, psycho-spiritual configurations that may be causing a problem or keeping you from seeing things a new way or blocking certain passageways to, healing, catharsis, wealth, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps you not achieving wealth is some sort of configuration within you that keeps you from going on that path that you need to go on. You keep skipping over it. You're not seeing it. You don't think it's worthwhile. It could be because of an inner configuration that's doing that. You're operating off of it. So now you need to notice that operation and figure out how it can be fixed, which leads us into the next method, emotional baggage recycling. So this is where the alchemy starts, as it's saying here. So now you got to start doing some recycling. You know what I'm saying? You got to take this thing that you found, you got to make a decision. Is it to be thrown out or can it be repurposed or redirected in another way? So excuse me, I did this whole video, El Elyon Elohim, where I deal with the most high force of forces. So if you agree with me that this whole existence or this universe is under the sway of forces, then this is where this part of the course shines. So now you got to learn how to redirect these forces, these urges, you know what I'm saying? Motives. You got to learn your motives and your urges, your desires. Why do you desire this? And is it helpful for you to desire that? Do you need to switch up your desires? Because a lot of people don't understand their motives because they're operating on like a lower animal nature. For those of you that are in the chakras, like people that operate on their bottom chakras all the time, you know what I'm saying? The bottom three. So this here is that something that can help you with that by doing the work in the workbook. So each of these methods have their own workbook. And then we finally get to the final slice of this course is dehypnosis application, DHA, the point where the alchemy is practically applied. So this is where my praxis is culminated here for you. The practice, the actual application of all this stuff. So this workbook is probably the most important after the emotional baggage claim, because this is where you're going to actually do stuff. You're going to actually get your motion going to actually implement things in your life. Because just briefly, dealing with these schemas or inner demons or pain body wounded child, this wounded child is hypnotizing you into doing the behaviors that you do or looking at things the way you do. You're under a spell in a way, you know what I'm saying, to bring it or to create a connection to the magic and the spirituality and the esoteric stuff. It's almost like some Manchurian Candidate. I don't know if you ever seen that movie with Denzel Washington. It's actually a remake of a movie that I think it came out in the 60s or 50s, a black and white movie, Manchurian Candidate, where they create sleepers and stuff like that. The same concept is going on with us right now. So this part of the course is all about you doing the dehypnosis, snapping out of this stuff that you are snapped into or hypnotized by. Because you can be like just based on the conditioning of your life, you can be hypnotized into thinking certain ways and looking at things certain ways. You know what I'm saying? Let me have a drink. Hold on. So this is what we're dealing with over here. Four methods. all in one. You go at your own pace. You get to download the workbooks, and there's other downloadables that are with this course as well. And you get to actually mark and track your progress through this actual constructive work. Gone are the days of someone just giving you the command, oh, do the work. What is that? Chakra stuff? I bet if you do this course, I bet you, how much you want to bet? I bet you that this will take your chakra workings to a brand new height. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And I'm speaking to you as someone who takes their own medicine, by the way. My work is in the bedroom over there. You know what I'm saying? It's in there. I've downloaded my own workbooks and worked through them. In case you need some more, encouragement, or you're a bit afraid to get started. I'm doing it myself. So this is why I know it's working for me. This is why I'm setting it out here for you and giving you the opportunity to come do the work with me. You know what I'm saying? Or do your work by yourself, however you want to do it. And what I do plan to do is just, create a forum for this stuff where we can help each other out. So if I get enough people that want to sign up for this stuff and do this course, you know what I'm saying, we can have a community on this stuff. As opposed to, just some loosely overgeneralized commands of doing the work. It's like, no, you can help your fellow brother or sister with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let this course correct your course in life. When I speak of discipline or in Shei, where you talk about divine order, this is what I'm talking about. So perhaps the reason why, you're not in that divine order that you need to be in is because of these schemas or these wounded children within your, or just calling them psycho-spiritual configurations that are causing you to keep from being aligned or getting into this divine order. But it depends on, like I said, how spiritual you want to be with it, because we can cut out all the spiritual stuff and just deal with it, straight up, you know what I'm saying, without having to add any esoteric occult concepts to this stuff. So that means if you are ready to deal with your trauma, no matter what's your religion or spiritual leaning, this is the course for you. It's universal in that way. And all I'm asking for, for excuse me, hold on. Well, this, I didn't mean to pop this up, but like I said, if you want to donate, you know what I'm saying? And all I'm asking for is just $100 for this course. It was $120. Now I'm bringing it down to, to $100. Straight flat $100 fee. So as soon as you make your payment through one of these 4 channels, you would send your request for the course to Achad at holographer.com, my email. So depending on when I'm doing at the time, it may be instant, it may take me a few minutes or an hour or so, but you'll get an email containing all the links to the sessions and the downloadables that go with the course. So I'm encouraging you to take this first step for only $100. $100. It's not breaking your wallet, and it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not overly expensive, because I know a lot of these type of programs, they'll charge you like 500, 300 something, even $1,000 for this stuff. It's like, no, just a cool 100. Cool stack. That's it. Or not a stack, that's $1,000, but just 1/10 of a stack. You know what I'm saying? $100 to get your course correction going on. So again, even if it's this thing, you look at this thing from a chakra point of view, this is the correction course to go through those chakras. Because that certain emotions and certain behaviors, certain perceptions are situated in one of those 7 chakras along your spine. You know what I'm saying? According to the chakra people. This is why if you're into chakras, this, again, I'm gonna say it one more time, this is the tool you need to get through them. Guaranteed. Let this course correct your course in life. And that's all I wanted to share today. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps in later videos, maybe this week, we'll get into other stuff that I got going on here. But just for $100, you know what I'm saying? Get yourself straight. Correct this stuff. You deserve this correction. You don't have to keep going throughout life, going on the wrong course. And it's not even for me to say which course you need to be on, because that's something you find out through this course of self-knowledge. Even if you don't even get into my, this course that I have, you get to find this out for yourself. I'm not here to tell you which path you need to be on. This is, like I said, you get into something like this and you'll find out for yourself. You'll find the answer to that type of question. The big questions in life. You know what I'm saying? Does God exist? You know what I mean? What career should I have? Should I go back to school? You know what I'm saying? Should I take on an extra job? Is this man or this woman right for me and my needs? This is the stuff you get into a course like this and find that out for yourself. You want to go to a psychic or, some sort of tarot card reader? No, find out for yourself. Do the work and figure it out for yourself. That way you can, mitigate any type of lies or deceptions or people just not knowing what they're talking about. How can you be led astray if you're going your own path? And I'm going to leave you with that thought. For $100, get yourself fixed on, you know what I'm saying? The Inner Work Suite, an innovative and effective series of methods for your emotional healing and alchemical transformation. So even y'all sitting here talking about shadow work, look no further, buddy. Look no further. So again, this is Al Achad. Let me put my patrons on the screen here. I always got to show them love or whatever. Hold on, that's the website you can go to. It's up here, logfer.com. So special thanks to my patrons. You could become a patron your damn self. Stop playing. You see, I got books. You know what I'm saying? Got books, courses, birth chart, consultation, counseling, life coaching, Patreon. So this is the more esoteric stuff. You know what I'm saying? More occult stuff if you're into that. Especially if you want to learn about Kabbalah, alchemy, obia, occult microbiology, a more depthical understanding of metaphysics. And then we get into alchemy of the Isis thesis. For those of you that wanted to know more about this balls of fire Isis thesis thing, I break it down simply and plainly, because I know that book can be very dense. So I do, weekly courses on each chapter, and also the content that was taken down from my YouTube channel. Sign up. So again, this is Al Achad, and I'll see you soon. What you thought? I was playing about the workbooks that I got on there.